Hello and welcome again to the Contemplation Cafe. My name is Paul. I'm your post-coronavirus host, inviting you to come inside, pull up a chair, and have a think or two. Tonight we're going to talk about 2 ways to destroy your employees. It's kind of a harsh word, I understand, but if you're a manager or you aspire to be in management, this is more for you. But if you are an employee and answer to a manager or supervisor, this is going to help you out too. 2 easy ways to destroy your employees. Number 1, years ago I had started a new job, and they were in the midst of a Lean Six Sigma type program, process maps and things like that. Now some of you now are excited going, ooh, process maps, this is awesome. And some of you just went, process maps, and your eyes just glazed over. So I don't condemn either one of you. There's the good, the bad, and the ugly of all that, but that's just setting the stage. Anywho, some of the managers, instead of looking at those as tools to improve a process, to bring more efficiencies, reduce waste, and those kinds of things, they used it as a tool to punish, which is not what those were supposed to do. So now, for those of you who are unfamiliar with the Lean Six Sigma philosophies and whatnot, we're looking at a process, getting from here to here, all the steps that are in between. So now, along the way, a process can be defective, or a process can produce defects. And that's the whole point of these philosophies of quality assurance and process improvement, is to be able to detect them, diagnose them, get the root cause, correct them, or eliminate them. Well, that's all fine and good. Well, the problem is, I had a supervisor early on who, instead of saying a process was defective or a process was producing defects, would actually say that the person was producing defects, which really, if someone tells you that your work is defective, they actually mean that you are defective, and thereby have assassinated your character, which is no bueno. I don't know if any of you have been through that before, but I can assure you that if someone's character is assassinated, basically any productivity you can expect out of them has just gone to zero. They will no longer be motivatable, they'll no longer be trainable, and nothing. They're just going to dig themselves in like a Missouri mule. They're done because you have just killed them. Harsh word, I know, but that's exactly what you've done. You've just killed them. So a process can be defective, but a person is not defective. If a person is defective, then you have just reduced their worth and their value to zero. Why on earth would they ever do anything for you again? They might even up and quit on you. Number 2, speaking of that, had another job where I was having a performance conversation with a manager, and it was a very one-sided performance conversation. In fact, I was doing none of the talking. So at the end of it all, there was nothing positive that was said at all. Zero. Everything was negative. Didn't, couldn't, shouldn't. Didn't, couldn't, shouldn't. Just any negative you want to put out there. And at the end, I was feeling pretty cruddy. And I've got pretty healthy self-esteem and a good self-image. I'm comfortable in my own skin. I like myself. But by the end, I was just shredded. And I felt about that small. And there was nothing positive. I had to ask for something positive. And I actually said, is there anything positive that you can say? And all I got back was, well, I'm glad you made it to work on time today. Can you imagine that? Now, again, that message basically said you as a person are absolutely worthless. Now, I tell you what, I wanted to get up and just walk out. And I can't tell you the last time I've wanted to get up and just walk out of a job and say, you know what, heave-ho, it's time for me to go. But I really felt like that. In fact, I barely finished out the rest of my shift. On the way home, I was on the verge of tears. And, I mean, just battling the thoughts of depression and all that negative garbage that comes in and says, you're worthless or whatever. And it was rough. It probably took me several weeks to work through all of that. And that was a really dark place to be in. That was not comfortable. That was not fun. But again, because that manager basically said I had no worth and no value, that I was worth less. And that's bad. And if you're a manager and you really do have someone that is a zero value to your organization, you have 2 choices. You either need to get in there and not have that conversation, But get in there and find a way to motivate them and challenge them and encourage them, give them a kick in the seat of the pants if you need to, or you need to cut them. One of the two. But to just simply just shred them like that, turn them into coleslaw, and then to have to be told, hey, is there anything nice you can say about me? Anything positive? Give me something. That's bad. In fact, it's bad on you as a manager. If you're that kind of person, maybe you don't need to be in management. Maybe that employee is okay. Maybe you need to heave-ho and get out the door. So just want to put it out there. Today's talk, don't know what prompted all of it, but nonetheless, those are two easy ways to destroy employees. So whether you are a manager, aspire to be in management, or maybe you've been on the receiving end of one of those, just wanted to take a little bit and share. So until we talk again, thanks for stopping by.